Surprise everyone, and happy 23rd anniversary to Dinosaur, one of my favorite movies growing up. And Aladar's here, and he just want to say hi. And yeah, he's just there. And yeah, anyways, back to the live stream. Hello everyone, it's me, LBT Electric Dino 75 once again, and welcome back to another LBT live stream. And I know you guys are all waiting for this for a very long time. Today is May 19th, 2023, and I'm celebrating Dinosaur's 23rd anniversary. One of my favorite movies growing up ever since the Dino King movies. And not to mention with other movies that I recently enjoyed, and yeah. So, as for this LBT watch along, I decided to watch Dinosaur for Dinosaur's for this anniversary. Not to mention, I'm watching it in my area and watching it on DVD and Blu-ray. So, yeah. While I do this LBT podcast, I'm wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt, and this is what I'm watching for this anniversary. The 23rd anniversary of Dinosaur. Very, very much. Last week, we went with Walking with Dinosaurs, the 2013 movie. And as for the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy, well, there's a lot more to talk about and more to experience. Both the Sing movies, Sing 1 and 2, yeah. Lion King and Monsters, Inc. Yeah, boom. Which I'll be able to talk on those in another time. And I heard summer is coming, but as for now, decided to watch Dinosaur for the 23rd anniversary, and yeah. And not to mention my characters from the movie, like the Carnotaur, the big bad Carnotaur. Yeah. Just wait for the 23rd anniversary, and I'm enjoying this. Arch and menacing. Come to me. I have no mercy. Yeah, like that. Cheer it on. Sorry about that. Yep, Roberto. Oh, Spinny Triceratops. Patchy, the heroic Pachyrhinosaur from Walking with Dinosaurs. I decided to join them into this 23rd anniversary of Dinosaur because Patchy was designed by David Krentz, who is a character designer for each of Dino media. Blue the Velociraptor, which we haven't seen her in a while now. Steegi the Stegu-Moloch from Fallen Kingdom. He's here. The Carnotaurus from Fallen Kingdom. He's here as well for this 23rd anniversary, and we're just here to watch Dinosaur. And if you want to talk anything about Dinosaur related, I'll go ahead and probably let you know about it for this 23rd anniversary. And not to mention with National Dinosaur Day, just want to, yeah, Gorgon's here. Yeah, since I haven't been hanging around with them nearly so much because I have business things going on, and Red Ranger here. And I know you guys are shocked for bringing Red Ranger into this 23rd anniversary. I like dinosaurs and I like Power Rangers, so I decided to bring him in for an invite. And not to mention with his little cub friend or chick, Gorgo Jr. And yeah, decided to bring them all in for this party, and I'm not going to show Gorgon nearly as much, just for some quick shots. And yep, Sino the Sinoceratops. Yeah, which is kind of cool. And last but not least, Aladar, the big blue iguanodon from Dinosaur. So, ready for this 23rd anniversary while watching your favorite movie? No problem, LBT. That's what I'm here for. And can't wait to see what's going on here. And yeah, that's just about it. And not to mention, also heard that Prehistoric Planet Season 2 is gonna pop out in next week, which I'm definitely excited and can't wait to see what they're going for with this. And I wanted to rotate my camera now that I've introduced each of one of you to my characters. There. Oh, my bad. There. Aladar, Patchy, sorry, and Red Ranger, Dino Fury, Red Ranger, and Lou Gorgo. Decided to bring him here, and I decided to use him up, Big Gorgo, for something big and all that stuff. But as for now, and as for the Carnotaur, the villain from Dinosaur, yeah. Yep. As soon as the openings finishes, then I'm going to invite you guys in. But as for now, let's enjoy this opening of Dinosaur. And really brilliant. Oh, and Rexy, sorry if but this is mostly on Dinosaur, so you'll have your anniversary when Jurassic Park came out, and yeah, watching this on Blu-ray is much more fun than watching it on the Disney Plus. But seriously, yep, we opened the movie inside Aladar's egg, and this is really amazing. And we finally head to the title, Dinosaur. And my friends decided to come over. Hello, Hulkster. We just made it to the beginning of Dinosaur. Hey, Mr. Dino Diego. Hello, Tyrannotherium. Hey, Gus. Huh. Dine. Yeah, we open with Aladar's mom, who she has a cool design, in my opinion. The cool design of any iguanodons. I think I like her more than Nira's design, in my opinion. But hey. And she scares away the Perserolepus and warns him, and seriously. And Dinosaur is one of the best non-Jurassic movies. Yeah, I think I agree with Tyrannotherium on this. It's one of the best-looking computer animated films from the 2000s. I'm serious. Not to mention with The Land Before Time and the Dino King movies. If you're not a fan of the Dino King movies, then I can totally understand that. But I don't want to bring up my love stuff, and yeah, can't wait for Prehistoric Planet season 2. I agree too. I'm with you on this, Tyrannotherium. Happy 23rd anniversary to Dinosaur. Pretty much. Huh. Pachyrhinosaurus is coming to Path of the Titans. Interesting. Yep. We're gonna, and the Carnotaur pops out, and oh boy. Here goes the Carnotaur. Oh, yes! I finally made it through. Not to mention, you were in the movie destroying Aladar's unborn siblings and killing one of the Pachyrhinosaurs, which is kind of brutal. I'll admit that it's nature, but seeing that dino get killed off by Carnotaur, it seems kind of brutal, and yikes. Oh boy. as for that Packy, well, that's gonna leave a mark. Well, at least Carno got what he wanted. And an Oviraptor shows up. Mm-hmm. Yep, this is the part where the Oviraptor takes Aladar's egg and wants to do something with it, or have it as his baby or something, because they think that Oviraptors are just egg eaters, which is true, but they only care for their young and wanted to, yeah. Man, I like this Oviraptor. I mean, it's a shame that it doesn't get enough screening time, but you'll get used to it. At least the Oviraptor had played a role in this. Yep. And then the Kolusukis came and sucked up the egg and spat it out. Oh well. Can we see the movie with you? Can't wait to can't see anything. I don't want to get copyrighted and all that stuff, like a community guideline, so no. It's a LBT watch along, so sorry. It's a commentary on Dinosaur. So a movie commentary on Dinosaur, so sorry buddy. Can't do that. And a pterosaur, known as a Geosternbergia. And did I mention about the Pachyrhinosaurs taking drinking from the lake? And pretty interesting. And give me a moment. I'm back, and sorry it took so long. Just wanted to reduce up that volume, and yeah. And my characters are back. Aladar, Patchy, Red Ranger, Gorgosaurus, Sino, Truanon, and many more. And man, I like the Pachyrhinosaurs and Dinosaur. They're on point with Walking with Dinosaurs Prehistoric Planet, and Walking with Dinosaurs 2013 movie, and March of the Dinosaurs. Even Prehistoric Planet's Pachyrhinosaurs, I can give that up front. Take notes, Jurassic Fight Club, because that's how you do Pachyrhinosaurs accurately. And yeah, I like how the pterosaur flies over to a world of dinosaurs, and it seems interesting and a pretty cool shot with these dinosaurs in these backgrounds. But hey, it looks really amazing. Very fantastic. Hmm. Oh, I forgot to bring my Pteranodon figure, but who knows? Yeah. Think it's resembling like a dinosaur video game or a dinosaur ride from Disney's Animal Kingdom, which I actually like that ride. Oh, and Pteranodon drop and the pterosaur drops the egg, and yeah, and that's just about it. Yeah, I wanted to do this for invites. and we're in the island full of lemurs. And like I said, if you want to join into this LBT watch along for this anniversary of Dinosaur, here's the link so you could go ahead and click and talk about what are your favorite moments in Dinosaur. And yeah, you've collected Dinosaur merchandising that resembles the part in the movie or anything like that. While I talk more about the movie in the Blu-ray and all that stuff for this anniversary, you can go ahead and join in for this watch party because I'm extremely
Hello.
the first person on the stream at last.
How you been?
Mine is doing all right, and decided to reunite with you guys for a very long while, and decided to watch Dinosaur
Yeah.
for its anniversary.
Yeah, I hope that in a couple of years from now, like 2 years from now, I hope that when it's like 25 years old, I hope that they release like a 25 anniversary like merchandise or something. Like
Yeah,
that would be cool.
exactly.
But unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen since
I think I think we'll have to find out for sure. Like,
because like what's with everyone not talking about Disney, like the Disney company themselves not talking about Disney Dinosaur,
yeah, that kind of bothers me,
because
especially
Disney Dinosaur is like a nostalgia, the story, the characters, the designs of the dinosaurs.
exactly. And I also heard that it got great reviews from other big YouTubers like Altiori and
Yeah,
Jurassic Room and
yeah,
all these other people.
I mean, for God's sakes, there's even like a magazine, like a TV guide magazine of Disney Dinosaur that I saw on
Yeah,
like when I was really little and on eBay.
not to mention Hoops and Dinos Man made a review on Dinosaur and how
Yeah,
much he adores it.
yeah.
And
Like
and
Disney Dinosaur is probably the best, or at least one of the best non Jurassic Park dinosaur movies ever.
exactly. I pretty much agree with you on that, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Thanks to dinosaurs, there are other dinosaur media that could follow that formula with this and the Land Before Time.
Yeah. And Jurassic Park, the first one.
Yeah, but as for now, I'm gonna stick with the first Jurassic Park whenever its 30th anniversary comes out, because I know Jurassic Park has turned 30 years old, and
I know,
the
that's
new
insane.
toys. Yeah, because of how popular that first movie really is.
Yeah. It was the big success. And Disney Dinosaur was a big success too.
Yeah. I also heard that it made a lot of money in the box office, saying that
Yeah.
it's one of the fifth high grossing movies in the year 2000.
Yeah. Fifth is still a really good number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also the
Pretty,
music too, I really like.
yeah. I mean, James Newton Howard really pulled it off very, very good with the soundtrack,
Yeah.
especially with the egg travels, raptors stand together across the desert, the ending theme, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Seriously, it is really that good of a soundtrack for James Newton Howard.
Yes, it is. Yeah, he
And
did a really good job.
yeah.
I hope that one day, I know that, well, it is a possibility, but who knows? Maybe who knows if they're going to do like a Disney Dinosaur remake for Disney. I don't know if it would happen or not. What are your thoughts?
Hmm, I think it would be a smart idea because for the last times that I met you in the live streams, you said that the Disney remakes could be good or bad unless if you execute them. I think they're going to do execute it in the possible way because I noticed that.
Yeah, if it's possible. But then again, I mean, Disney Dinosaur is a CGI film,
Yeah,
so
not to
I
mention the
don't know.
backgrounds. Not to mention the backgrounds look real, in a similar way that they did something with Walking with Dinosaurs, because they did the same thing too.
Yeah,
Both
it's like
both
they
the
kind of
series and the movie.
yeah. If you look at the landscapes, like there are some sides that are like half Australia and half California or whatever. It's like how do they do that? But what happens is that they take pictures of them and then they post them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
Not to
like
mention those other Discovery Channel media like When Dinosaurs Roamed America, Valley of the T Rex, Dinosaur Planet, and many
yeah.
more.
Yeah, even though Valley of the T-Rex was a pile of garbage, but
Yeah,
still.
Valley of the T Rex was awful.
Yeah, but I did remember watching it on VHS many years ago when I was really little back then.
And I remember watching it on Christmas back around in 2010.
Huh, interesting.
And you were saying earlier because I like how they put CG animals in live action backgrounds, which seems really nice.
Yeah, even though people criticize that, but what I mean by that is that what's the use of making a Disney dinosaur film since it's CGI though? Because
Yeah,
since Disney nowadays makes remakes of cartoons, what about Disney Dinosaur though? Disney
yeah,
Dinosaur is not really a cartoon; it's just CGI dinosaurs.
exactly.
So they're probably not going to do a remake, but who knows? It's a possibility.
It could be possible as well. And I, not to mention, I decided to rewatch those Disney. What if Disney made a dinosaur movie based on that ride, like like the same way that they did for Jungle Cruise, which I also heard that is uh kind of nice with the Rock who played Maui from Moana and some other characters I don't know. Not to
Huh,
mention with the soundtrack with James Newton Howard's.
interesting.
Yeah. And
But but can you imagine if Disney Dinosaur remake had Hans Zimmer's soundtrack? That would be cool.
yeah, I like Hans Zimmer. I mean, he's one of the cool composers, like
Yeah.
he did for Lion King, Kung Fu Panda, Prince of Egypt, oh, Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron,
Yeah,
and many
he
more.
did part of Spirit Stallion and the Cimarron, I heard.
And not to mention, he actually did most of the soundtracks for the Kung Fu Panda series.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. And he did Prehistoric Planet, and he did like both Lion King, both the remake and the original one.
Yeah. I mean, whenever I listen to Lion King soundtrack from Hans Zimmer, it kind of has that feeling of James Newton Howard score along with
Yeah.
it because both James Newton Howard and Hans Zimmer are one of the most favorite music composers of mine, which
Yeah.
they're really cool.
Yeah, they're very peaceful, Hans Zimmer's music.
Yeah, and James Newton Howard's.
Yeah. Same with Benjamin Bartlett with the Walking with series.
Yeah, and not to mention with the Asian composers who did like Tarbosaur's The Mightiest Ever. Even if I'm not a fan of the documentary nearly as much, but I'll admit that the soundtrack is really peaceful and all that stuff.
Eh.
And say what you will about the Dino King movies, their soundtrack is somewhat peaceful on top, especially with the characters doing this and all those peaceful stuff.
Well,
I mean,
I do like the in the first one that they did the when you played the intro of your channel. I like that soundtrack.
yeah, I Yeah, I use it every other time whenever I do videos and all that stuff.
Even though that Dino King 213 also played that soundtrack too, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, and not to mention James Newton Howard about James Newton Howard's score with I like his soundtrack like from Peter Jackson's King Kong with
Yeah, he did that too, and he also did Giants of Patagonia.
oh I didn't even know that it was by James Newton Howard himself.
Well, it was the ending. If you play the credits, it was by James Newton Howard.
Hmm, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
And not to mention, he also did some other Disney classics with the soundtrack, like Atlantis the Lost Empire, Treasure Planet, and even the recent ones like Ryan the Last Dragon and this
Interesting.
other, like the Great Water Filter. I don't know, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Interesting. I I'm actually shocked that not James Newton Howard, Hans Zimmer did everything. Does everything.
seriously, the guy's a genius behind
Yeah.
all this soundtrack and all that.
Yeah, playing music from rival companies, but still, he's a talented person.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But anyways, I gotta go. Um, I'm
No
actually going.
problem.
I'm going somewhere. But you take care and have a nice day, LBT.
No problem. It's nice having you here for
You
this
too.
anniversary.
Yep.
And good luck with your new entire life on this Friday. And it was a nice talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Catch you later.
No problem. Oh, and that was pretty nice. And yeah, really hope you enjoyed this one. And I'm going to invite other guys along the way. And oh, and not to mention about the meteor shower stuff with Aladar running from his home. And yeah. Oh, and before I invite you guys in, I'm gonna pause in for a second. There. Sorry, sorry it took so long with that. And yeah, Eldar was escaped from his home. And man, thanks for bringing me back those moments about Dinosaur and all that. I'm still writing the Disney dinosaur novel called Horror on Our Island. Yeah, that seems pretty interesting. Oh, and not to mention, I also heard that I did those two parts of my community post of what if Disney was planning of making dinosaur sequels or spin-offs and all that stuff. If you've seen them in my community post, like oh, like those various dinosaur characters like I borrowed from Dinosaur, Walking with Dinosaurs, Dino King Journey to Fire Mountain, the first Dino King movie, Dinosaur Revolution, and many more. Because if they appear in the spinoff or sequel of Dinosaur, then I would have been proud by it. But hey, since Dinosaur 2000 was a smash hit when it came since Dinosaur was a smash hit, then it could be possible that a sequel or remake would happen, but who knows? But hey, at least I had a fun one here, and hell, I even heard some other YouTubers who did a reaction to this, like Cody, this Timothy, this other user. I'm not sure if it's Timothy that did a reaction to Dinosaur, but yeah. Sorry if I have to. And we're in the middle part where Aladar and the lemurs decided to evacuate from their old home because their their entire home was wiped out by an asteroid by a meteor, also known as a fire rock, which is kind of brutal. And I'm going to invite Mr. Dino Diego and Gus there. Holy cow! That's a
Yo!
cool profile pic, Gus.
Thank you. I'm excited for like the upcoming live action Little Mermaid remake. I know everybody's
Oh,
gonna criticize me, but I'm actually a fan of that Scuttle design, who is now voiced by Aquafina.
Wow.
mhm.
Huh. I actually kind of like that bird.
Me
That
too.
that bird is actually not that bad.
It actually makes sense because it's an aquatic bird.
Or in
And
this case, Diving Bird.
Yeah, that too.
I think that kind of reminds me of Zazu from 2019's Lion King movie, where he doesn't
Kind
do
of, but
where
not really.
he doesn't do much, but I'll admit that some of his jokes and lines could be hilarious by John Oliver.
Uh-huh.
He may not be as good as Rowan Atkinson's Zazu, but at least he does bring a lot of charm here.
I'm actually planning on doing an edit of her or him from like 1989 Scuttle.
Oh yeah,
Really?
They switched genders of Scuttle.
And
oh
they
yeah.
switch species too.
Not to, that's the same thing that happened with Jungle Book. Like they switched genders. Like every time I hear like this snake named
Ka.
Ka,
It's Ka.
he, I thought he was voiced by a man or a
He
lady or
was
something
in the original movie. He was, but they changed to a girl for I don't know some reason.
for a remake in into a female voiced by Scarlett Johansson. Which
Scarlett Johansson playing a snake.
yeah, not
Um,
to mention she also voiced this character from SpongeBob movie, and she also voiced one of my favorite characters, Ash the Porcupine from the Sing movies, and this character, like the Isle of Dogs, and she also played Black Widow in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
oh, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, and huh, I'm watching the part where Aladar was being chased by velociraptors.
Oh yeah, a pack of velociraptors and one of
Yeah,
the best soundtracks.
yeah. I mean, the soundtrack is one of the most catchiest parts throughout the movie where Aladar was being encountered by raptors, and not to mention, he enters a whole herd of dinosaurs where Crone pushes him out and Bruton along with it.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite soundtrack. Raptors is is my favorite soundtrack because it just has just like a primordial feel to it, and it's very
Yeah,
action
pretty
packed
much.
and thrilling.
Not to mention where Aladar Raptors and Aladar meets the herd, and I mean that is a really cool soundtrack,
And
especially
a
where
really good
Aladar
scene
encounters all
too.
these
The
dinosaurs, and
shots, the sand, the herd. Wow, it looks amazing.
that is a massive herd of dinosaurs I'm seeing.
I know, in a sandstorm, no less. Now that's awesome.
And the last ones that they encounter is Baleen and Ema,
And Elidor went under Balin's stomach, and wow, that does looks and
proving
yeah,
how massive Baleen is.
I know an absolute
Imagine
unit.
imagine me getting this Brachiosaurus from Mattel, which I haven't gotten, then I would have
Oh,
compared that dinosaur to Aladar, this Aladar figure right there.
that would have been something.
And it will resemble the parts throughout the movie and all that. And
Oh, LBT, could you imagine you could recreate that scene?
yeah, like that.
Yeah, you imagine that you can actually recreate it just like Louis Duran did with his Disney's dinosaur toy movie.
Huh, good thinking. And speaking of which, I think I'm going to do some LBT watch alongs with the Lures during Dinosaur after the actual movie, which I'm watching on Blu ray and DVD. And look no further than Stego Moloch.
My
Stiggo.
buddy,
Ayo.
my
Luckily,
best friend.
yep. And my best friend too. And guess what? I think I have plans of doing actual music videos in my channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And thanks for tapping me in the head and then waking me up to all that type of stuff because I'm kind of like this non-copyrighted nonsense and all that stuff, but I think I'll try my best. But as for now,
No problem, LBT.
thanks for whacking me in the head,
No
explaining
problem.
what's going
That's
on, and
kind of odd, but all right, no problem.
that kind of reminds me of when Rafiki hit Sima on the head for not forgetting who he is, and Sima was
Exactly.
like, "Ow, gee, what was that for?" And
It doesn't
Rafiki was
matter.
like,
It's on the past then.
"Yeah, but it still hurts like that."
Yeah, the past hurts, but the way I see it, you can run from it or run towards it.
Yeah, like that. And nice reference that we pulled off from Lion King, where
Ah,
Rafiki hits Sima on the head.
no problem, pal. No
Yeah,
problemo.
I think, yeah, I think I'm gonna do the Egg Travels since it's one of my favorite soundtracks to Dinosaur. I think I'll post it on on any dinosaur media that I watch, from Dino Dana, from the Dino King movies, and Prehistoric Planets.
Ooh.
And
What we should do, OBT, you should just make a tribute to the egg travel scene.
yeah, that's what I'm planning of doing to all these medias that I just pointed out.
Interesting. What about Dinosauria from Dead Sound?
Yeah. Mm, I'm only focusing on the ones that is like stuck in my mind, but
Oh,
that definitely counts.
all right. Just wondering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and Dino Falls pointed that out, saying that I know this weird, but I realized that these raptors were actually Australoraptors due to the skull and jaws of the size.
What?
I don't, I don't think they're those raptors. Dino Falls. They're actually Velociraptors because in the original version they were going to be like Utah Raptors.
Well, actually, he has a point. I looked them up and, well, I can see where he's coming from because the snouts are very thin and it looks very raptor like. So,
Yeah, they're.
and the size is nearly the same size as a man. So, technically, he has a point.
I don't think. I think they. Yeah, the Raptors from Dinosaur look a bit accurate, but the only problem is the size.
Well,
Is the size.
technically, he
They
has a point on the raptor thing.
they took the height of the Utah Raptor and then that's the same thing that happened with the Carnotaur,
Yeah,
which they took the size of the Tyrannosaurus and put horns in it, and then boom, you get Disney's Carnotaurus.
yeah,
But as for
those rap, yeah,
yeah,
I
the
guess.
Carnotaur from Dinosaur. But as for the Raptors, yeah.
Mhm.
But
Honestly, I think Dino Falls has a point. I think those things are Australoraptors.
I don't think, because if they're
Mm,
really Australoraptors, then their snouts would be very long.
Well, they do look very gracile and thin, just like what
Yeah,
a typical raptor would. And their size is somewhat mixed-ish. I don't know. It's kind of big, kind of small. I don't know.
but as for now, I'm just gonna stick with
Yeah.
the Raptors from Dinosaur
All
as
right.
Velociraptors rather than other species of raptors because
All right.
uh,
If you
they
say so.
they still look a lot better than the raptors that we see from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. But the only flaw I had is with the feather thing.
They're
Not
on
to
a
mention,
budget. They couldn't put feathers.
yeah. Not to mention, they're Chased by Dinosaurs also had that formula of the raptors that look a lot like the ones from Dinosaur with the
Yeah, but at
snouts
least they're not
and
oversized creatures.
yeah.
Now, lots of typical inaccuracies. Pronated hands, slit pupils, shrink wrapping. Yeah, the generic tropes you see in any other velociraptor. I think it's this. Maybe.
Sorry about that. And yeah, yeah, I don't like I was saying with Dinophiles. I don't think the Raptors were Austroraptors because if they were really Austroraptors, then their snouts would have been like a Pinocchio Rex.
I guess. Well,
Yeah, even Shinobi 03 pointed that out with the Velociraptors. And he says that they're a lot better than the ones from Jurassic Park. The only difference is that they lack feathers and all that.
yeah, typical from any other velociraptor, any other dromaeosaur.
Yeah. Because out of all the Velociraptor media that I've seen in dinosaur media, I'll pick like the ones from Dinosaur, the ones from the first Dino King movie, Chased by Dinosaurs, and of course Prehistoric Planets.
Me too. I choose prehistoric planets, but I also choose JP3 velociraptors, blue
Not
in the Jurassic World series, and
oh,
well, that's pretty much it.
not to mention Dinosaur Revolution, because Dinosaur Revolution had the coolest Velociraptor models,
Oh yeah, that's right.
especially with the red coloring.
Oh, especially the Utahraptors. Now, those were awesome.
Yeah, I like the Velociraptors in the Dinosaur Revolution. I mean, those guys look badass.
I like the Utahraptors. Those things are awesome.
Yeah. And I know people are going to say that agree with my point, but the Velociraptors from Dinosaur Revolution and the Utahraptors look a lot better than the raptors that we see from Jurassic Fight Club. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that documentary sucked.
Yeah. And yeah. That's the
All right, so
Velociraptor from
what
Dinosaur.
part in Disney's Dinosaur you're in?
In the chasing desert, but decided to show these Velociraptors here and the
They have
skull
very
shape.
unique and striking paint scheme to them.
Yeah.
Very striking.
And if you look at the toys of the Raptors, you can already tell that they look identical to the ones that we see from the actual film.
Yeah,
Between
but
the pink one and the blue one.
yeah, I guess they're kind of similar, but they kind of remind me of the little miniature toys you see at McDonald's. But anyways,
You were saying?
the Raptors from Disney's Dinosaurs look a lot similar to the ones from McDonald's toys.
Oh yeah. You said about the McDonald's toys?
Yeah, from the Raptors.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But in the meantime, I'd rather go with the Mattel version.
All right. I guess
Because those seems to be a lot better and a lot more desperate. I think they
Yeah.
kind of remind me of the raptor fighters that we see from Lost World.
Yeah, I guess.
Between the green raptor and the red one,
Mhm.
where they start fighting, and they even did the same thing with the Tyrannosaurus and Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3.
Oh
which
yeah,
They managed to pull that off too, and I'm actually hooked.
I like Jurassic Park 3. They're awesome. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah. Jurassic Park 3. It does have a lot of good moments, and
I know it may have lots of flaws, but I still think it's
Yeah.
a pretty good movie.
I still take it over Jurassic World Dominion for a lot of
Yeah, me
reasons.
too. Absolutely. I take it over Dominion anytime.
Hell, I even watched that movie when I was like 10 years old, and I rewatched it so many times, so much more, along with the first Jurassic Park film.
I just used to remember watching the film. I don't know. I never saw it in theaters. I just mostly just saw a few clips back in the good old days in
Yeah.
YouTube.
Not to mention, my father gave me this VHS tape of Jurassic Park 3, and
Oh,
it
what?
was it
Really?
was really nostalgic. And
Oh, that's so cool.
when I was watching
That's really cool.
Dinosaur, my father decided to put on Jurassic Park 3 for me, just for the dino action fights with the
Wow.
Tyrannosaurs, the Spinosaurs, and the epic scenes with the Raptors and the Pterosaurs. All
Dude,
that
that's
stuff.
awesome. That's really cool. And yeah, I agree with you. That is very nostalgic.
Oh, and not to mention, I remember having this React Attack Tyrannosaurus and use it as the Carnotaur from Dinosaur. And yeah,
Really? That's cool.
yeah. Oh, and Dino Falls says that in the original nesting ground script was originally going to be destroyed by the meteor, but covered with snow. And the end of the movie was the extinction of. Is it that draft with the Styracosaurus and the Tyrannosaurus named Grozny?
Yeah, and wrote. Yeah,
Yeah,
originally that was supposed to be the wait. I don't think Disney Falls has that right. It was actually the original concept that it was going to be a no dialogue movie with Phil Tippett's animation,
yeah,
having an Albertosaur and a Styracosaur duking in battle. Then
pretty interesting.
the asteroid hit and the mammals survived.
Yeah, like the lemurs, which we now know that
Just simple.
lemurs don't coexist with dinosaurs.
And it was originally going to be a small mammal, but
Yeah,
I think they just wanted to choose lemurs because I guess they look kind of prehistoric. I guess.
oh, and yeah, we're in the part where Zinni decided to pull off that joke by saying, "What you need a little hope is the love's monkey," and
Oh,
then
good
we're
lord.
in the where the hers is tracking through the deserts. And I like how Nira calls Aladar a Jerkosaurus,
Uh huh.
because that kind of reminds me of the that part saying that what oh that right there is known as a Dorkosaurus, like that.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, and yeah, we're in the part where Crone and Bruton were walking in the desert place.
Oh yeah, now that it has to be one of the best scenes ever. Across the
Ex-
desert is very iconic,
exactly,
and that soundtrack is bold. Bold, I say.
exactly,
It has
very
been
bold,
used in many crossover cartoons.
and
Ever since.
many tribute videos and all that.
Oh yeah, and also Disney's dinosaur toy videos as well.
Exactly,
Like
and
who's
with
Duran?
video games with Jurassic World Evolution too.
Oh yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, that too.
I think I might use that soundtrack for the tributes on Prehistoric Planet and all the other dinosaurs migrating all over the place.
Oh,
And
good idea. Oh, LBT, you should release it after season 2 of Prehistoric Planet.
yeah, since
Why? Because they actually have some scenes of sauropods migrating to a canyon. You can actually use that to your advantage.
exactly, not to mention a herd of dreadnoughtuses fighting each other, which is one of the best moments in
Oh
Prehistoric
yeah, the
Planet.
classic elephant seal type fight. Oh,
Yeah,
classic. And I gotta admit, Prehistoric Planet has made these sauropods feel like absolute titans.
exactly, and for the first time, I've seen two sauropods fighting with each other because I've never seen a sauropod fight fought with each other in any other dinosaur media. At least Primal came close.
Yeah, but Primal was much more of an action-packed fantasy prehistoric sort of thing.
Yeah.
This is different.
At least they did something new with the sauropods rather than making them go after predators and all that stuff. Because instead of sauropods versus theropods, it's sauropods versus sauropods fighting
Yeah,
each
that's
other.
one something interesting we never saw. I
Yeah,
mean, it's always been the same old predators versus predators sort of thing, and it's kind of lame. For
yeah,
once, giving the sauropods something to be rooted for, rather than just being walking lunch trays for carnivores, they're actually for once really defend dominant and just downright powerful, rather than just lumps of flesh for the carnivores to eat.
exactly. And Prehistoric Planet sure got that job done. Very, very good.
Oh,
And
Dinosaur says that there was a song to called "Out of the Storm." It was actually canceled in 1999. Hmm. I didn't know that Disney's Dinosaur had a song.
yeah, I also did not even know about it as well. And we're in the part where
Hmm.
Aladar helps out Ema, and yeah.
Well,
So
technically, I
Aladar,
do remember in the behind the scenes there were going to be a few songs where the characters were going to sing, but I think they removed that because I don't know.
because
It felt
they don't
too.
want to turn it into a musical and all that
No,
stuff.
that's the last thing we need. Just let the soundtracks do it itself.
Yeah, like Tarzan, where instead of Tarzan singing, Phil Collins comes out and
Uh,
starts singing the songs for Tarzan.
and it's amazing.
Yeah, I like how Tarzan. I like how Tarzan has all these songs from Phil Collins, and they're really catchy and really memorable. Especially Two Worlds, Strangers Like Me, Will You Be in My Heart, and the final ending of
Personally,
Tarzan.
I really prefer two: Son of Man and Two Worlds because it's very iconic for Two Worlds.
Yeah. I would pick three, like Two Worlds, Strangers Like Me, and not to mention Will You Be in My Heart.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really catchy, and
Oh yeah, LBT. Have you seen the new trailer for Meg? Like Meg 2?
yeah, and I feel like doing a trailer reaction for that, and
Yeah,
I don't
Gus
want to
was
talk
just
about
asking about that.
Gus. You don't need to remind me about that. We're just in this anniversary for the dinosaur and all that
Plus,
stuff.
I also watched it too, and it was badass.
I know. Yeah, I
I
know.
mean,
We'll probably
100% agree.
yes,
yeah.
it was
We'll
badass.
we'll
I was just
probably
shocked.
yeah.
I,
We'll
I just
probably
couldn't
talk
believe.
about it in another LBT live stream. But as
I
for
know,
now,
but
let's
okay,
stick up to
okay. I'll
dinosaur and
save
all
my
that stuff.
excitement for another time.
Yeah, save it for another time. And also,
All right. No means no.
not to mention, I also did like a tribute of Aladar, and since I've never did one of those before,
Oh
but for the
yeah,
first time.
oh yeah. That's right. I did saw that on your shorts with "Eye of the Tiger" by Katy Perry.
Yeah, or Roar, which is a really catchy song, and yeah,
Yeah, I
proving
can
that.
agree with you. That is pretty cool.
Oh yeah, we're in the part where Crone decides to push the herd because there's nothing left there, and
Hmm.
man, I feel kind of bad that the herd members is not even some of the yeah in the movie Dinosaur where some of the herd was being left behind, like the dead
Yeah.
Struthiomimus, and later on goes the Stygimoloch, which the Carnotaur came up and ate it up
Oh yeah.
at its meal.
Originally, there was gonna be more extended scenes of the Stygimoloch, and it was actually gonna show it, dying.
Yeah,
But instead, I
Yeah,
think they just took it out because of the running time. I guess it just took a little too long, so they kind of cut that out.
yeah. And there's also this other scene of Dinosaur with old Gautama, where old Gautama was the rightful leader of the who led the herd to the nesting grounds.
Oh, was it that big? Was it that fossil of the iguanodon on the wall?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I also remember that there were lots of alternate scenes. Hmm. You know,
yeah,
I would imagine if Disney actually remake Disney's Dinosaur, but in a 2D animated film, and where they extend the movie with adding the deleted scenes.
yeah. Which, granted, it does, but imagine them doing a remastered and all that stuff, and or
Hmm.
rebranded, but or something like that, or like
Yeah,
a remake, as Tyranno Theory mentioned it. But hey,
I would just
at
go
least you
with it.
brought that at least you brought that idea with the 2D animation style. Because
Yeah.
if people see Dinosaur in 2D, there will be like, it's kind of a Land Before Time ripoff and all that type of stuff. And
Oh yeah, and also the designs will have to be tweaked just a little bit.
yeah,
Just the majority of the designs had to be tweaked a little, just to be more decent and it looks and the designs can look amazing and yeah,
and expressive too. But
exactly.
overall, I think I prefer Dinosaur as a computer animated film from the year 2000. And
You're right. You're right. It's
yeah,
still one of the best movies, with or without hand drawn. It's still pretty good.
yeah. Without Dinosaur, we won't be getting the Dino King movies. We won't be
And we
getting
wouldn't had any of
Walking
those
with
live action
Dinosaur,
movies neither.
2013 movie, even I'm not a fan of. And with March of the
Actually,
Dinosaurs aside.
oh yeah, I actually like March of the Dinosaurs.
But like I said, if they do a remake of Dinosaur, then they would have added those scenes and make it extended look and like the 2019 Lion King movie turned out to be, but with old Kutama and all those other stuff. But we'll have to find out. And what
Hmm.
if Disney made like a dinosaur movie with the dinosaurs from Hell Creek over
Hmm.
65 million years?
Oh, I actually have an idea to like
Yeah,
remake Disney's Dinosaur and just using the old scripts.
yeah.
I prefer using the old ones, like the really earlier drafts, and adapting it to a 2D animated movie.
I'd rather go with realist photorealism, the same way that they did for this Walking with Dinosaurs and the Dino King. And
Well, I can go for much more an alternative idea. Go with miniature designs, like
yeah,
miniature stop motion background sort of thing.
for the example, like replace the iguanodons with Imonosaurus and Nectins,
Okay.
like a Carnotaur with
T-Rex.
Tyrannosaurus,
Oh, okay.
both
Hmm.
Pachyrhinosaurs and Styracosaurs with Triceratops and Torosaurus. And
Person.
and as for the Velociraptors, I rather go with Dakota Raptor because Dakota Raptor was kind of nice.
Personally, I think I would just go with like one dinosaur character, a lone Triceratops. Just a Triceratops living its life in this prehistoric world.
Or maybe a Monosaurus if they're gonna do like a dinosaur remake, because Disney has been doing all these live action remakes and switching things and turning something different and all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, that's right.
So for a dinosaur, it would make sense. But hey,
Hmm.
and I'm in the part where Aladar starts making uh, friends with Nira after Nira apologizes to what Aladar has apologizes to Aladar for calling him a Jerkosaurus, and
Oh yeah, that's right. And they started flirting.
yeah,
Yeah, they said.
And yeah, we're in this part where Bruton has this other Iguanodon character, and then this Iguanodon gets taken out by the Carnotaur, and then drags it, and then the Carnotaur just ends up killing it.
Yeah, you can actually see it getting devoured back in the background. Like,
Yeah,
wow, Disney, they really went that far.
I mean seriously,
I mean, you could
it's so
actually see
brutal.
the flesh ripping out from the Carnotaur's mouth. You can actually see that in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Prepare to bite.
I mean, they went with their limits on that.
Yeah,
I still can't believe they actually did that.
prepare the bite. Yeah. Oh,
But that's just saying that Disney can do much more than Kid Currently. They can actually push their limits in making something awesome for audiences.
pretty much.
And besides, the way the Carnotaurs snake the two iguanodons is just very terrifying.
Yeah.
You see their silhouettes in the background in the shadows.
Yeah.
It's just menacing, but somewhat scary.
Yeah. And obviously, this is what Jurassic World Dominion should have been like.
Hmm.
Not to mention, Walking with Dinosaurs 2013 tried its best. But the
Yeah.
only problem is with the narration from John Leguizamo,
John
who
Leguizamo.
played Sid from Ice Age, who
Yeah.
played Alex, the Alexornus, but at least in Walking with Dinosaurs Prehistoric Planet,
Yeah, at
all
least they
balanced.
actually fixed the narration.
Yeah, replaced John Leguizamo with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
And I like his voice in Walking with Dinosaurs Prehistoric Planet.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's not like your typical Doctor Strange that we see from the MCU. He just takes the narration and takes it as a performance when it comes to storytelling. And it works perfectly for Benedict Cumberbatch.
Could you imagine if the BBC actually brought back Kenneth Branagh as narration once more?
Yeah.
Could you imagine that? That would have been awesome. He would have returned back in his place as narration for another Walking With series as a movie.
Exactly. If they do a retrend of Walking with Dinosaurs, then I would have been fine by either Kenneth Branagh or David Attenborough, because David Attenborough is a star.
Yeah,
Because
I go with both actors. I can't decide on which one's the best. They're both the best.
yeah,
Not a single one of them.
because a lot of dinosaur documentaries have their famous actor as narrators, like Kenneth Branagh for Walking with Dinosaurs,
I prefer
John
Kenneth
Goodman for When Dinosaurs Roamed America, Christian Slater from Dinosaur Planet, Rick Robles from Dinosaur Revolution. Yeah, I have to bring up the narrator's name in Dinosaur Revolution, named Rick Robles, and even the narrator from Planet Dinosaur, John Hurt, which sadly he's no longer with us anymore. But I'll admit that John Hurt's narration from Planet Dinosaur is really, really amazing.
Yeah, he was a decent actor from Planet Dinosaur.
And a perfect narrator for me. Not as good as Kenneth Branagh and David Attenborough, but at least he still did really good with the voice acting.
At least he did the best he could.
Yeah. But as for March of the Dinosaurs narration, it was by Steve Fry, and I mean, Steve Fry is a good narrator in my opinion.
Alright. Well, Prehistoric Planet Season 2 is almost coming up.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for the next week, and really excited what they're going for.
oh, me too. I'm so pumped up. Just can't wait to see it. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
But I'm just excited it's coming out.
Oh, and having a fun moment where Patchy and Aladar are hanging along with each other, and as long as Aladar and Nira are gathering with each other, and man, these three dinosaur protagonists like Aladar, Speckles, and Patchy, they've always been my favorite dinosaur protagonists throughout media. Not to
Pretty
mention
much.
Littlefoot from The Land Before Time. Like, and we're also in the part where Krona is actually watching Aladar and Nira, and
Then Bruton become like he's just
injured by the
like he's like
Carnotaurs.
he got beaten the shit out of two Carnotaurs. I was like, wow, look at
Yeah.
that poor guy. His leg is injured. He got all beat up.
Even his own body, you could tell by the scratch marks.
Wait, how in the hell did he get that scratch marks?
After that big Carnotaur attack.
No, seriously, how? I mean, Carnotaurs have those tiny arms.
Actually, it's from their jaws. Their jaws for ripping flesh out. Like,
You know, I'm gonna say that the Carnotaurs pinned Bruton to the ground and they kind of scratched him with their foot claws. Yeah, I'm gonna say that might have been the reason why he has those scratches. But who knows?
yeah. And can't believe Krone actually kicked out Bruton because Bruton almost got attacked.
Well,
I mean, Krone is like a big betrayer or something. Like, and yet he doesn't care about the herd by himself.
he didn't let them ride towards the herd. And what can he do? I mean, they're two ferocious monsters chasing after them. He had no other choice.
Oh yeah.
It was either
And I like how Ema was like, Carnotaurs, a mouthful of teeth with a bad attitude. Let's go. Man, I like that line.
and Aladar did try to tell the herd to wait for the others, but Kron did pin him to the ground and tell him, if you ever interfere again, I'll kill you.
That was like a warning sign for Aladar.
You know,
And Krone did not listen to Aladar at all.
Warning, it's more like a threat. He's threatening Aladar.
Not to mention, he also pushed Aladar and the others away from the water because he wanted the whole water for himself and not caring about the herd.
Well, in the movie's defense, all the other dinosaurs were thirsty too. They were all pushing and shoving for that one little puddle.
Yeah.
And they were in a desert, and they've been walking for like God knows how long. So they've been thirsty as hell. So technically, this is part of their instinct. It's like say you have like a water dish and there's like a bunch of dogs begging for wanting water. And you put the one water dish down, and all the dogs are going to be like fighting for the water and getting their first sips. Yeah, that's how the scene would play out. It's like all the dinosaurs are like dogs, and this little puddle is a water dish. Yeah, that's. It's just expressions to mean that these dinosaurs are thirsty, and they haven't been quenched for like God knows how long, and while they're just fighting for this scrap of water, in any means possible.
Oh, and remember that deleted scene from Dinosaur where the herd of iguanodons were walking towards this lake, and then a group of crocodiles, and then starts chomping.
Oh yeah, there was going to be a river crossing scene with either mosasaurs or crocs.
Yeah, I think mosasaurs would have fit perfectly because since we have never seen the mosasaur in the actual movie, and yet the model is still visible, even on the looks.
Which, to be completely honest, the design looks, I don't know, it looks too much like a crocodile.
I like the mosasaur in Dinosaur. I know they want to go for a scientifically accurate reputation of mosasaur, but I mean, it would have been so much cool if they had mosasaur in Dinosaur, and we would have gotten those.
It just looks too much like a crocodile, and I don't know why would they add a mosasaur. They could just at least just add like a crocodile or something. They may have
They
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If they add a crocodile and dinosaur, then it would have been more like either Sarcosuchus or Dinosuchus. But
Personally,
either way,
personally, I'd rather go with Dinosuchus
yeah,
because at least it looks very ferocious and it just looks like a big monster crocodile, which I
yeah.
do like.
Not to mention, it also appeared in Prehistoric Park, where they encountered with two Albertosauruses fighting over a Parasaurolophus corpse.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I
But I did
mean,
have a complaint of how they catch it. I mean, all they used was string and sticks to corral this big gator.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like that's just how did the Dinosaurus did not just like break loose to that measly little fence?
yeah. Oh, and not to mention, on yeah, I like how the Dinosuchus just pops out of Prehistoric Park and tries to reach up to the Tyrannosaurus side by side, and yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that was really epic. I mean, it would have been like the Tyrannosaurus getting captured by the Dinosuchus, which granted it never happened. And oh, and March of the Dinosaurs took that inspiration from that, where
Oh
it's
yeah,
like
we're a Pachyrhinosaurus. We're crossing a river.
Pachyrhinosaurus were crossing a river, and then
Yeah.
the Mosasaurus decides to pick up the Pachyrhinosaurs and then eat them and all that stuff. Kind of
Could
like this.
you LBT? Could you imagine they actually, I like Disney's Dinosaur? Imagine if they done a remake. Imagine if they done that scene with the river crossing scene.
Yeah, but
That
much
would have been the
more
most
in a brutal way.
intense scene.
Yeah,
Was I love the little storyboard scene. It looks amazing. The concept art, it looks incredible. Especially the
exactly.
wide view shots of the waterfall. I mean, my God, this looks amazing. So big and
Yeah.
wow.
Not to mention the backgrounds that we see from Dinosaur. They look absolutely incredible, especially with the grass areas, the mountains, all in the fields, all that.
Yeah, it looks amazing. I like the visuals in the movie.
Same year.
I feel like the original version of Disney's Dinosaur would have gotten like a PG-13 movie if they were going to go for much more of a darker route.
Yeah.
Like as for the river crossing scene, man, it would have been very brutal for a Disney movie.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't imagine that they would have had blood for in the water. Or like some of the dinosaurs with like little bite marks and have little drips of blood coming out of their bodies. Like little bits here and there.
Yeah. And you know what's funny about remember that ride from remember that ride from Dinosaur from Disney's Animal Kingdom where they encounter a Carnotaurus and then rescue an iguanodon before an asteroid hits. And
Yes, I remember that.
it was very nostalgic going
Oh,
that
yeah,
ride
it
in.
was.
Man, I miss that.
One of the greatest rides in history.
Yeah.
I'd say it's one of the best ones Disney's Animal Kingdom has ever gotten.
Yeah. Especially with Dinoland USA. One of my favorites being Dinosaur.
Me too. It's one of the
And-
best rides.
And not to mention, that Aladar statue that we see from the ride looks absolutely real. Because
Yeah, it kind of does.
if it was me, then I would have been taking pictures of Aladar and using my dino face and then me taking pictures of Aladar saying that we're hanging around with each other and I was like, Aladar is one of my childhood characters from Dinosaur, along with Speckles and Patchy and all that. But speaking of
Anyway.
which, at least I got both Aladar and Patchy along the way.
That would be something. Imagine
Yeah.
you taking a selfie with Aladar. Wouldn't that be the day?
Yeah. And speaking of which, yeah. Oh, and you know the scene from Dinosaur where the Carnotaurs were in this rain scene. It kind of had that same nostalgic moments like we see from Jurassic Park, where 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 the Tyrannosaurus breaks out of its paddock and then starts going after the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, I know that scene. That was a good part from Jurassic Park. The whole scene was just very thrilling, showing build up to the reveal of the T Rex.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty intense, pretty thrilling, and somewhat dark, in my opinion.
Yeah, I say it's one of the most iconic scenes in movie history for Jurassic
Yeah,
Park.
and as
But
for this
that,
scene,
that looks so looks so scary. I
yeah,
mean, just the thought of two ferocious monsters heading right towards you into a cave, and you had to like sneak quietly into the cave.
yeah, it was really thrilling as hell. Two Carnotaurs in the rain scene.
I know. It's crazy.
Crazy as hell. And we're about to see them going to attack Aladar and the rest of the herd throughout the movie. And
Mhm.
yeah. And Aladar will be like, let's go, Carnotaurs! Carno, what? Carnotaurs. A mouthful of teeth with a bad attitude. Let's go. Oh yeah. I like that line with Ema saying Carnotaurs. A mouthful of teeth with a bad attitude. Let's go.
Mhm.
Man, these Carnotaurs are, like I said in my top 10 best Disney movies list, I was like, they know all, see all, and eats all. Like that.
Oh yeah, from Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs.
Where Buck explains about Rudy saying, they know all, he knows all, sees all, and eats all. Like that. And I'm kind of surprised that Trolls Return fan actually liked my impression of Buck from Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs because, man, I like that movie. I absolutely adore Ice Age 3. It's one of my favorite films from Blue Sky and one of my favorite Ice Age sequels ever. Because the more I watch that movie, the more I'm going to do like a LBT reactment, same way that Trolls Return did for Wreck-It Ralph and Shafrillas did for Shrek 2. I think I might do the same thing for either of the Dino Media that I most likely watch. But as for... Let's go, Carnotaurs! Ah, prepare to die. Roberto! Ah, huh. That little Tyrannosaur. Huh, I did not know you. Didn't notice you were there. You think if you want to get this herd, you gotta go through me. Ah! Ooh! Ha ha! Take that on front. Roberto, are you alright? I'm fine, but... Okay, I'm gonna let some room for him. Oh, man. Yep, Bruton pushes the Carnotaur off the rail, pushes the two of those rocks and pushes the other one in. Ooh. Yep. Yeah. I mean, this is one of the most saddest scenes where Bruton sacrifices himself just to defend Aladar. And and he was like, "Save yourself. I'll take care of this." And Bruton gets crushed by those rocks. I mean, it was really brutal where Bruton sacrificed himself, and it was kind of very brutal and very intense. Ooh. And, yep, Bruton is gone. Well, at least Aladar tried its best. So did Bruton. And Pluto was like, "You did what you could." And I like this emotional moment where Pluto was like, "And what is your fate?" And Bruton was like, "To die here. It's the way things are." And Pluto was like, "Only if you give up, Bruton. It's your choice, not your fate." Man. Oh yeah, the Carnotaur came out and starts roaring like that, and the sound effects of the dinosaurs looked really amazing, especially with the Iguanodon, the Carnotaur, the Raptors, the Parasaurolophus, and many other dinosaurs in this movie.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. The majority of the designs for Disney's dinosaur look amazing, absolutely incredible.
I like how they sent up this powerful message. Huh.
Hmm.
Poor. Well, Nira was like, learning how Aladar accepts pushing herds and then doing them in the nice way. I mean, Aladar is one of the most underrated Dino protagonists, but
Pretty
out of
much.
out of all the dinosaur protagonists I've seen in movies, I would pick both Speckles and Aladar because they're my favorite ones, and Patchy.
Hmm.
Since this is since this is 23rd anniversary to Dinosaur, why not stick with Aladar? Because yeah, Aladar here and Roberto and
Hmm.
yeah, since they're the good guys. And yeah, hopefully, oh yeah, Eladar pushes that rock and discovers it, and they almost made it there, but Eladar screwed it up because he tried pushing it and it's too hard,
Hmm. It
and Al
didn't work.
and Cleo's like, "Eladar, we'll go back to wet. It's gone. We're
Yeah,
not meant to survive."
the lost world is just gone.
Oh yeah. Oh, that kind of reminds me of that dinosaur prequel of Lost World, where Edaphosaurus made that video where he points out by saying that Dinosaur is a prequel to Lost World. Cause think about it.
Yeah, I
There,
know. I actually watched that video of a Dilophosaurus,
yeah,
and he had good points there. That maybe Disney's Dinosaur is an origin story to the Lost World.
yeah. Cause you can see some dinosaurs that are in that Lost World were similarly
Like
to
Iguanodon, for example. That was in the Lost World.
yeah. Not to mention the brachiosaurs that we see, and
Well, technically, you never know if Baleen's the only Brachiosaurus in the valley. Maybe there could have been others.
yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm in the part where Bailey and Ema break out through those rocks, and
And
it
it's
was
amazing.
really intense. Not to mention the soundtrack was really amazing, where he breaks out of those rocks, and I actually
Mhm.
like the soundtrack. Sorry, I forgot to mention that here.
Oh yeah, I also like this the part of the soundtrack where they revealed the Lost World in all its glory. It's just
Or in
amazing.
this case, the nesting grounds. I mean,
Yeah, that too. But I prefer calling it the Lost World. It just seems to make much more sense.
I'd rather go with nesting grounds because, or in this case, the valley, because it's a lush green valley where all those green places, the mountains, the landscapes, and even the river.
Actually, it's a large lagoon or a lake or something.
Seriously, I mean, the valley looks big.
I
It looks
know, it's amazing.
humongous.
It's incredible.
Really amazing.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
And the music keeps going on, and as these ichthyornises land there, and I like how Eleanor, Ema, and Bailey walked into the valley. It was a pretty nice shot, in my opinion. Not
Oh
gonna
yeah, it
lie.
was. And just an all-around view of the valley looks so incredible and
Yeah.
awe-inspiring and stuff. It's all around pretty good. And I say it's one of
Mhm.
the best moments in Disney's dinosaur history.
Mhm. Best historical dinosaur moment ever. Ever since
Likewise.
Littlefoot and his friends make it to the Great Valley in the Land Before Time.
Oh yeah, that part I kind of cried. I kind of teared up a little bit in that part. It was just a good ending
Yeah,
to the
where
original.
Littlefoot made it to the Great Valley along
Oh,
with his friends.
that one's a good ending to the first movie. It was so beautiful. I loved it.
Where you first see the shadow, and then they made it to the Great Valley just in peace.
Pretty much. It's awesome.
Right, right down to the last match.
Hmm.
And as for Dinosaur, yeah, they made it to the valley twice. First, they took a reveal of it, and then Eleanor decides to go back and rescue the herd and push them into this valley.
Hmm.
And Ema realizes that there's a cliff that is like where Krona's about to climb over and all that. Yeah. Eleanor is doing this to the herd in the right way, while Krone is doing pushing the herd in the wrong way.
Yeah, almost killing them.
I mean that the rock place is really high, and why would you lead a herd towards a lake a place that is high?
Well, technically, maybe
Besides,
that
they're
was
not
their
even strong
old
enough.
exit to the valley, but over time it must have blocked, and basically it's not available anymore. It's just
Yeah.
a dead end.
So sorry, Dino Falls. I have to disagree with you on that about the no survivors after the aftermath. So sorry,
Yeah,
Dino Falls. I have to disagree with you again.
yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna agree with the Dilophosaurus theory that this is actually an origin story to the Lost World. Now that actually makes sense.
Uh, both out, and yeah. Now we made it to the scene where the Carnotaur was eating up that corpse of a Steve Moloch, and man,
Mhm.
man, the Carnotaur looks intimidating
Very
as a dinosaur
threatening
villain
and.
and a Disney villain entirely.
Hmm.
Ha ha ha. And we're in the part where Crone and Aladar start arguing of who gets to lead a herd, and because Aladar tries to help Crone lead the herd to the valley, but Crone doesn't seem to accept it and decides to do something in his own way. Even the actor who played Crone from Dinosaur, Samuel E. Wright, I'll admit he did a good job but portray the character. But Sebastian is known for Samuel E. Wright, who plays Sebastian from The Little Mermaid, the
Oh,
crab, by
really?
saying "Under the sea,
Oh,
under the sea."
really?
Yeah. Not to mention, he also played those Lion King musical numbers, a live show, which I also heard that's kind of nice,
That's cool.
especially the Morning Report and He Lives in You and all that. I mean, it looks kind of nice.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But for me, Samuel E. Wright's performance would have to be like Crone for Dinosaur. I mean, he pulled off the character very, very well as this
Mm-hmm.
typical misunderstood villain, dinosaur villain, where Crone,
Yeah.
he's basically like Ramesses from The Prince of Egypt, where he wants to have everything for himself and wants to enslave every other human in Egypt.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So Dinosaur. I like how Dinosaur takes inspirations from basically like the Prince of Egypt, where Aladar is Moses and Crone is Ramesses.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Prince of Egypt, but with dinosaurs, which is kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
Which technically it kind of is.
Yeah,
In a way, it
this,
kind of is.
the same way that Speckles is basically Lion King, but with dinosaurs. Which
Oh yeah.
I like how
Yeah.
they pull that off as well. But they
Yeah.
managed to do something different. Just because they're doing something different doesn't automatically make it a ripoff and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and speaking of which, Aladar and Crone fights, and the way that Aladar was beaten up by Crone, it was kind of terrifying. It
I
kind of
know.
scared me as a kid.
Well, I like the
Where
sound effects. They were amazing. I mean, they sound like somewhat a parody of a Jurassic Park T Rex, and mixed in with, yeah, they were mostly like using Jurassic Park T Rexes.
and other dinosaur sounds, and
Not really. Just mostly just using growls from JP Rex.
but they decided to create sound effects of their own, like
Kind
with the
of.
iguanodons, and
Yeah, it's mostly
yeah,
just, yeah, but it's only just like for like the iconic roar, and the majority is mostly just bits pop culture dinosaurs, especially ones from Jurassic Park.
oh yeah.
Yeah, the majority is mostly that.
I mean, the dinosaur roars are kind of amazing. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna go with the, personally, my favorite roar has to be the Parasaurolophus. I like that one. It's very cool.
Oh, sorry about that, and sorry about that. I was just Dino Diego, are you still there? Like I said about the dinosaur sound effects,
Oh, I'm
at least
still here.
at least they managed to create sound effects of their own, like the iguanodon bellows and then the roars, like, and it was kind of terrifying. And imagine Crone doing a lot worse to Aladar. I mean, I would have been super scared.
Yeah, I've just been very intrigued, but kind of terrified as well.
Yeah, really intimidating as it is.
Yes, indeed.
And we're in a part where the Carnotaur was was encountering Aladar and the others, and
Ooh, in the canyon.
yeah, this is one of the most iconic moments throughout the entire movie,
Mm-hmm.
where the Carnotaur harasses Aladar, and Aladar is like, "No, don't move. If you scatter, they'll pick a side. Stand together."
Which
Like
is the
that.
name of the soundtrack? Stand Together.
Yeah. Or as the original soundtrack, they call it Carnotaur Standoff.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that one better. Carnotaurus Standoff. That actually sounds like a western sort of thing. That would be funny.
Yeah. But I would rather prefer Raptors Stand Together. They decided to take that and combine it together.
Well,
Which
technically they kind of did in the actual movie.
yeah,
Just for like a brief moment at the start of the soundtrack, then they just kind of did their own thing afterwards.
yeah. A fight climax between Aladar and the Carnotaur,
Mm-hmm.
where Aladar just ends up roaring at the Carnotaur. And then that's how all these dinosaurs end up teaming up together to take down the Carnotaur. Like, I mean, it was really iconic. The
Pretty
one,
much.
yeah, Eladar and the Carnotaur. Like, yeah, Eleanor's like, you're not getting near our herd. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
get to the herd, you got to go through me. Like that. Fine. I think I'll do this the other way. And all those other stuff. And
And he actually went through that path.
yeah. But instead of collecting all the herd for himself, he decided to go for Crone,
Yep, pretty
which
much.
Crone is kind of an easy target. And
Well,
Crone, if you're being targeted by a Carnotaur, you're in big trouble, man.
and it gets to the climax of the movie, where our main characters save this other character from the villain
Yeah.
in a very high cliff.
Yeah,
And that
and
part, yeah, and that part where he tail slapped the Carno.
oh yeah. Yeah, that was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, that was pretty something.
Man, Gus is right. Gus does have a point on that one. And how do you think about this moment that I recreated like this? Yeah, instead of all the dinosaurs that we see in the movie, decided to do them in my version. Decided to add some carnivores, just to be with Eleanor's side, with
Oh no,
Roberto,
actually,
the
yeah,
Gordo, and
that's not too bad, LBT.
yeah. But I think I'd rather bring more herbivore dinosaurs for this climax, but maybe some other time here if I wanted
Yeah,
to do this other one. But hey,
it's a possibility.
and yeah, we're in the part where Aladar pushes the Carnotaur off the cliff, and the Carnotaur ends up dead. He doesn't know what he's stepping on, and oh,
Well, the
that's
villain's
the
been
end for the
defeated by
big
the
boy.
old like the
Da-da-da,
classic
he's dead.
defeat,
And
falling from a cliff.
and how can Crone die from a broken spleen?
Oh, where
Um,
the Carnotaur just threw him off after that bite, and yeah.
I don't really know.
I also heard that some people said that the scene would have been as sadder if Crone actually passes the torch to Aladar, and Crone would be like, "Sorry for being this harsh to you. You're the leader of the herd." and all that
But
type of stuff.
instead, he just dies
Yeah,
out of
but
nowhere.
at least the scene fits perfectly without dialogue, and
Yeah.
at least the characters did not say anything and all that type of stuff.
Then we transition to the entrance to the Lost World,
Yeah,
and all of our characters made it home with a
yeah.
triumphant.
Not to mention with Walking with Dinosaurs, they also did the same. They also did some sad moments and all that stuff, but only one scene. We would have seen more of that.
Yeah, but
I'll
instead,
admit, I'll
but
admit that
instead of walking
Scalar
away from
apologized.
the movie, they wouldn't shut up and let's just see an emotional scene.
Yeah, I'll admit that uh, Scalar apologizing to Patchy is kind of nice, but we would have seen more of that in there. The development with Patchy and Scalar, but hey, it's worth a shot. And they led them to the valley, known as the nesting grounds.
And then we get to our another soundtrack, which is a rendition of the egg travel scene.
Yeah, which is the ending thing, man. It was actually kind of nice and kind of a satisfying ending. Seeing
Pretty
all
much.
these dinosaurs
Right.
make it to the valley and they seem to like it. They loved it, enjoyed it, and they thought it was great and it was amazing and epic. And man, it was epic.
It was epic.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome that Aladar and Nira had a child that looks exactly like Aladar, baby Aladar from the
Which
movie.
means that will be the new generation.
Of course,
Ooh,
but who knows?
aren't
It's
you
kind
the
of
sweetest little sweet small fry I ever seen?
Yeah, just like his
Oh,
father,
yeah.
they both piss at the monkey.
yeah, like Yar, which is
Yeah, they
it's
both
kind of
pissed.
hilarious.
Yeah, they both pissed on him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
And
not to mention Zinni was around with all these lemurs. Since there are no male lemurs out there, well, they
well,
decided
you
to
never
hug around
know.
with
It's a
Zinni
valley,
and
so anything's possible in a lost world.
or in this nesting grounds, and Zinni was like, "Any of you ladies want to play a game of monkey in the middle?"
Oh,
And
he's
they
gonna
all
be.
gather around him.
I'm gonna say that Zinni's gonna have a great time in the valley, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and man, I like how his line was like, "What you need a little hope is the love's monkey." No wonder why I decided to do this in every single of my videos that I've made
Mhm.
with female characters, and then you will be like, "What you need a little hope is the love's monkey" stuff, and yeah, it was kind
Pretty
of
much.
interesting. And
Mm.
and we made it to the ending of the movie where the dinosaurs were roaring and celebrating that they made it to the valley, and all these other dinosaur children around here. I mean, it was really amazing. Yeah,
Incredible. And
and
overall, Disney's Dinosaur is an underrated classic of a movie.
yeah, and as Tyrannosaurus mentioned it, he also mentioned that Dinosaur is one of the best non-Jurassic Park movies, which I absolutely agree with him. Don't you
Oh, me
think?
too. I agree with
Oh,
Transtherium
no problem.
100%.
Thank you, Tyrannotherium. And gives a thumbs up for Tyrannotherium along here. And as for Patchy, well, maybe some other time if I wanted to. I might do a podcast for 2013's Walking with Dinosaurs and all that stuff, but maybe some other time. But as always,
Yeah.
life
Yeah,
will find a way with this.
it's
And
not in December. That movie is
yeah,
not in December.
yeah, I know. But yeah, I also heard that it's like 10 years old when it came out. So I might as well do this for another time. And yeah,
Oh,
movies
wow.
finally. And we finally made it to the ending of the film. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yep. We
Quite.
finally made it to the ending of Dinosaur. And yeah, because I'm definitely excited for Prehistoric Planet Season 2 with these dinosaurs and how much
Me
they're
too.
now that they've released with all these clips and all that. I'm definitely excited of what they're going for. Very, very good. And not to mention, have you seen that video with Clayton Fioriti by saying that paleontology should thank Jurassic Park for
Oh yeah,
making its
Clayton Fury.
dinosaurs?
Yeah, I like Clayton Fury. He's a great YouTuber.
Yeah, and possibly one of my favorite YouTubers out there.
Oh, mine too. He's so cool.
Oh, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people did this similar watch along. Like it's totally Cody, the Biders, and Nick Flicks. Yeah, Nick Flicks. First time watching Dinosaur, and yeah, man,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. And I also heard that some Spanish YouTubers managed to even Alti already made a full review analysis of Dinosaur, which is kind of amazing. And I like how this other YouTuber who had the Carnotaur from Dinosaur that looks exactly like mine. His name is oh. This user named oh, Gunusawu. Gunusawu. I mean, yeah, if you've seen his video for Dinosaur, I mean, he collected so many dinosaur figures. Not a whole lot, but actually many more. Like this right there with Dinosaur.
Oh.
Yeah, from this YouTuber, if you've seen in my channel. That's the Carnotaur plush and the Eleanor plush. These two are from McDonald's, and this one's from Mattel. The
Well,
one
I
that
know
I had.
I know the Aladar plush, but I didn't know they had a Carnotaur plush.
Yeah, and he decided to review the Carnotaur. That was like 7 days ago, which
Oh wow,
I
that's
actually
huge.
had that one.
Oh wow, that's a big Carnotaurus.
Yeah, and one of my favorite moments of Dinosaur 2000, where imagine if it was me being in Disney's Animal Kingdom with Dinosaur, and one of my favorite moments would have to be with oh yeah, Aladar and the Carnotaur.
Mm-hmm. That would have been something.
Yeah, I'm going to show you another favorite moment of mine. Really, really good. And I'm watching a YouTube video of Disney's Animal Kingdom where they're entering Dinosaur with all these dinosaurs and all that stuff, and it looks kind of interesting. Man, I miss going to that ride. I remember going there when I was like 11 years old.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was really nostalgic and possibly one of my favorite moments ever. And there, an Aladar statue that is like,
Oh
yeah,
wow. It's awesome.
yeah. I miss going to that ride so much.
Mm-hmm.
not to mention, there's also another Disney ride with with the train where they have to go to Primeval World, and the dinosaurs that you see from the ride look identical to the ones that we see from the Rite of Spring.
Mm-hmm.
The Rite of Spring from Fantasia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was really amazing, and
Yeah.
another close-up shot with with the giant Aladar statue. Ah, I'm going to go for another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, another close-up shot with Aladar statue, and yeah,
Oh wow, that's
pretty
cool.
amazing.
Likewise. That
Man,
looks
I
cool.
miss that Aladar statue. Cause imagine me revisiting that ride again. Then I'd rather put myself there and then take this picture of Aladar and the Carnotaur. Cause that would have been so nice. And wear this Jurassic Park T-shirt in Disney World or Disney's Animal Kingdom, because I like dinosaurs and I like going into those theme parks attraction with dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, I remember going to that last live show with Walking with Dinosaurs. And yeah, that was a really awesome podcast. And I might as well do some other LBT podcasts for that. But as for now, let's end off this LBT podcast. And yeah, it was really amazing and really incredible. And
Yeah, it was.
yeah. And I might as well do a mini video for a 20th anniversary for Dinosaur. And yeah, well, let's end this off and happy 23rd anniversary to Dinosaur. All right, then.
Likewise.
And
All right, bye. Bye, guys. Bye, LBT.
all
Yeah.
right, then. And for those who haven't appeared in my live stream talking about my characters, then I would apologize, but it's Dinosaur 23rd anniversary. So good luck with that, and I hope you guys enjoy my anniversary live stream of Dinosaur, and hope you guys enjoy. And please sure like, subscribe, and more videos coming in your future as well as other things. And LBT here. See you guys later. And and as for the Carnotaur, well, see you real soon. Later.
Bye.
And
Bye, guys.
and later. And as Cleo mentions it, yeah, this some things start out big, and some, but the smallest things could be the biggest changes of all. Our time here would be better remembered later.